HomelyLife have kindly sent me this portable car air compressor. Now it can do more than just cars, it can do bike tyres and balls as well. So let's take a look, see what's in the box and see whether it's worth getting. So I've got a small pouch to put it in, use manual, the air compressor, which is really quite nice and compact and doesn't weigh that much at about 415 grams. Got the valve that you attach to the tyre. Set of attachments, so one for a ball, others for sort of like a rubber ring or bike tyre, and a USB to USB-C power connector. So let's take a look at the unit. Very slick design, very shiny, but it did attract some fingerprints when I was using it earlier. You've got the socket on there for the valve to go into, so that screws in the side. There, still quite compact really. It's a short length on there, but it's absolutely fine because of this being so portable. Then on the end here, you've got a small torch, USB-C charging, and a standard USB socket that allows you to charge up other devices. So you could use it for emergency charging on your phone. Now, when I tried this, the charging speed is pretty low. You're not going to do super fast charging or anything like that. But as an emergency charging unit, it's pretty good, I guess. Now the torch doesn't look that bright, it casts quite a wide beam of light, and it didn't look that great when I was trying it indoors, but actually when you get it towards the tyre and a sort of working area, it's not actually that bad. It does illuminate the area that you're working in. It's not, like I say, it's not that bright, but it's just good enough. So you press and hold the power button to turn the unit on. And then we've got various options down here. Now I did find this in bright sunlight is quite difficult to read. It's quite difficult to film it outside as well with it being so dim. But you've got a power reading of how much is in the batteries in here. Then we've got the different modes, and really the different modes are just a convenience thing. It's still going to have the same amount of pressure that it can put into tyres. The button at the top is for the torch. You go through flashing modes and then off, and then this button at the bottom cycles through the different modes. So we were on that, and on to bike, I think that's push bike, and then a ball. Now you can see at the bottom it's changing the measurements that it's using. So for cars it defaults to bar, for bikes and other bikes, I don't know what the difference is between the two bikes. One of them is a motorbike and one of them is a push bike. And then ball. Unfortunately, it doesn't remember your preferences, so I'd rather do car tyres in PSI. So I press and hold, and it can change it from bar to PSI. But the next time you cycle round, it will forget that. So it'll be back on bar. And it also doesn't remember what pressure you want it to. So move it to here and set a target of, say, 32. Now move through the menus again, back round. It's forgotten that I said PSI. Move it to PSI, and it's forgotten the target. So a little bit annoying that. Not a deal breaker, just a bit of an annoyance that they could have sorted out in the software. Once you've chosen your target pressure, let it stop flashing, plug it into the tyre, and then hit the power button, and that will start it inflating until it hits that target. Being this compact was really very convenient. I was able to go around all the car tyres. You just pop the cap off and plug this in. The measurement it was giving on screen matched another tyre compressor that I've got from Fortum, and also a sort of more analog tyre pressure reader. Both of those confirmed that the reading from this was accurate. And because I don't have to plug this in to them like a cigarette lighter, it was so convenient to just bob around each tyre, checking the pressures and doing a top up where necessary. So I also used this to inflate a couple of balls and a bike tyre that was completely deflated. Then I topped up about 4 car tyres, and it only dropped 1 bar on the power meter there. Now what I'll do is I'll charge this up to full. It takes about 4 hours when it's fully depleted to charge this up to full. But what I intend to do is charge it up to full, and then I'll leave it in the boot of the car for a month or 2, and then I'll report back in the comments or in the description and let you know how much that dropped just by sort of leaking a bit of charge. Because what I don't want is to need it in an emergency and then find that the battery's just depleted itself. So I'll let you know how that goes on in the comments. Now if we compare it quickly to the Fortum tyre compressor, you can see the big difference in size here, and probably that way as well. This one is also half the weight of this Fortum tyre compressor. Now the Fortum one doesn't have a battery in it, so I don't know why it's so heavy. It is powered by the car's power. It's got a slightly longer tube to attach to the tyre. That's not a big problem in the one that's got a battery because it's so small and compact. I would have said if it's an emergency, the Fortum one will have you back because you are plugging it into the car. And obviously I'm a little bit wary that the battery in this could deplete when you're not using it. So we'll see how that gets on, leaving it in the car. I might sort of set a timer to sort of revisit it every couple of months to just top it up and make sure that it's good. So overall, for the price, which is about £35, I could really recommend this. It's so small and convenient for just topping up the tyres as part of a maintenance routine on your cars. The fact that it's only about 400 grams means it's really pretty portable compared to some of the others that I've come across. And it's got a decent sized battery, so you know it's not going to run out just after doing 1 tyre. I also like the fact that you can use it as an emergency power bank. And like I said earlier, it doesn't charge anything that quickly, but it's there if you need it. I hope this review helped. Check out my other review of the Fortum tyre compressor to see how that compares. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.